Hello and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. This is Tuesday, March 15th. I am going to start trying to work on the base of my folio for the swap in Tennessee. I'm really tired, so please give me some grace if I'm not speaking clearly or if you don't understand something that I say. Do make sure that you make a comment in the comments. See, I'm starting out like this already. And the reason for that is so that I can try to answer your questions. It's been a very long few days. We went to go see our middle son and his wife and our two youngest grandkids in Wisconsin this weekend, and it was absolutely wonderful. We had a 10-hour drive back yesterday, and as some of you know, I have my back stuff I'm trying to get resolved, and this morning I had the CT myelogram. I am so grateful to God that the pre-med worked for my contrast eye allergy, and I do have a little bit of a headache from the dye, but it's not terrible, and I'm grateful it's not a migraine, and I'm upright and functioning. Well, mildly upright. I'm not allowed to bend or twist, so you don't realize how much you do that until you're not allowed to do it. Hubby has been so sweet and carrying stuff and plugging my thing in for me because I can't get down on the floor. Like, it is just, it's madness. But I am just praying that I'll get some answers and some clear answers about what's going on. I do have a consultation with a spine surgeon scheduled in April, and I'm petrified. Oh my gosh, am I petrified? But that's okay. I'm just praying about it and just trying to get answers so that I can attempt to resume normal life. So that's my update with that. Okay, and again, this is March 15th, but you're not going to see this this video until into April. So you're going to be like, that's delayed information, Jody, but right now it's current. Okay, so some things I wanted to point out with the prototype. And honestly, I don't remember the other day when I did the flip through if I expressed my concern with what I had done for the closure. I believe I did. I don't like this closure, don't like it at all. I don't like how this is not, there was just no way, I'm pretty sure I talked about this, but I'm sorry. There is no way to close this and have it hold. So this was a big part of why I said at the first video of building this prototype to like watch the series because things are changing and going to change, and I will I'm going to start working on some ephemera bases I think in the next video, so they won't necessarily give away too much I think, and even if I do get into using the paper pad, I mean I have to get this thing built. So anyway, I'm rambling, I apologize. So I was thinking about adding like a third section to come off this back spine, come up, over, and down, but I'm like, man, this thing is going to be a chunky monkey and not really my intent, because I think once I really get the journal filled up and everything, it's really going to be a really nice size to actually use, and so I don't want it to get up into a 2-inch spine, which is what was going to happen if I added that third section. I even had my husband up here like, and he goes, babe, you're stressing, it's paper, you're not supposed to stress when you're working on this stuff. And I'm like, I know, but I want it to be so nice, you know, for what I'm making it for. But we came up with a solution that I hope is going to be a good resolution, I hope. So basically we are rearranging. I think he might be yelling for me, so if I could shut off abruptly, I'm sorry. So this page is going to be moved to the back, and this pocket is going to be moved here, and then this flap is either going to come and be a part of this section as another flip out, or I'm going to eliminate it altogether. And then what I plan on doing is putting something on this spine that I can pull the tie all the way around and tie it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, so now let's get started. I'm going to get my file folders measured and cut in accordance with this. And what I will do is I will mark the measurements on the new one that doesn't have all my notes and thoughts on it for actually building the prototype. I'm leaving this one full size because of how my notes are written. But what I'll do is I'm going to get this cut down and scored. We'll review the sizes. So if you are, stop shaking that. If you are following along, it will just kind of be a refresher, and hopefully it will help you, because I'm pretty sure that the video where I was talking about this was a little chaotic, and I apologize. So hopefully this will clear it up, and then I will only do that with this video, but I do want to get the base cut and inked, and then I can start figuring out what I'm doing next. So I'll be back in a little while, possibly in the morning. We'll see if my brain functions for this. Part of the thing, we drove 10 hours yesterday, and because I had to pre-med because I'm allergic to the contrast dye, I had to get up at midnight, and then we had to get up at 5 to leave by 6, and I'm like, oh, I did not sleep again last night because I was just so stressed about not waking up for the pre-med. But I did. It's all good, and I'm fine. Just a little frazzled. So, okay, I'll be back in a bit. So I'm not done, and I'm not very far into the process, of course, because I'm thinking. And I just wanted to say, like, if you're doing this, take your time and make sure you're doing it correctly. So this one, I missed a score. So I actually scored this, and I shouldn't have. So now this file folder I will just have to use for card bases and stuff because I messed it up. Fortunately, I just opened a new pack to do this, and it's okay. But I don't even know where I just put all the new ones. Anyway, so just be mindful of what you're doing. Take your time. Don't be distracted. Don't be a Jody, and just take your time, and it's going to be okay. Just make sure you're kind of paying attention and doing it methodically. And once I write the measurements and stuff on this, then I can kind of go through it with you so you know. But I just wanted to pop on as a note and just say, you know, take your time, don't be super distracted, and it's okay if you mess up. Just get another file folder, and then this one isn't ruined. I can use this for something else, or I can cut it into tag bases. It's not ruined. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to use it for something else. But I just wanted to say that it's okay to make mistakes. We all do, and you just move on. Okay, so I tried to simplify this, and I'm trying to correct the issue. So what I've done is I've scored everything and cut it to my 8 1/4, okay? And the difference on this one, which you'll be able to see, is rather than this flap going to the outside, I've scored it differently to come to the inside, and I'm going to allow that to be part of this system, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. As we build this, you'll see all of my notes I put on here for things to correct are falling off. Okay, I did try to write it down, so I will hold that up. You could take a screenshot of it. Hopefully you can read my handwriting. If you cannot, please ask me. Maybe I can type it up and then post a screenshot in a subsequent video, and we can go from there. I'm sorry, I'm fumbling with my words, and I know I keep saying I'm sorry, but I am, because I know sometimes it can be hard to follow if somebody keeps bumbling and fumbling and all that good fun stuff. Okay, I did put folder number 2, folder number 1 on these, so as I'm kind of telling you like what I did, you understand, hopefully, and hopefully this won't be as chaotic as the initial one when I was creating the first prototype. So, or the idea prototype, I guess. I don't know what we would call that. Okay, so folder number 1, I used it doesn't matter which side your tab is on. I wanted the tab at the top, so that way on the front it would have this top, pocket, which like I did here. And no, I don't have anything in the pocket yet because I have not finished embellishing this. I will, but just not right now. So there's going to be a pocket here. Okay, hopefully you can see that. and there's going to be a pocket here. Sorry, I'm plugged in and I hit my cord. Okay, so that's why I wanted this here. So if this were one that the tab's at the bottom, just fold it the other way and flip it. It will work for you, okay? So the directions on folder number 1, this is going to create this outer piece, okay? So this is going to create the outer piece. From this factory fold, you know, these all have the factory fold. From the factory fold to the left, you're going to score 1 inch, okay? So this is the factory fold, 1 inch, okay? From this 1 inch score to the left, you're going to score 5 inches, okay? So that's going to then create this pocket and this pocket. I hope that makes sense. Now, from the factory fold, again, which is here, to the right, you're going 3/8 of an inch, okay? Then, from that 3/8 of an inch to the right, you're going to score 6 inches. Again, to the right, 3/8 of an inch. Now, this is where I'm changing the back of this. So if you watched the initial, know that this is a change I'm making because I don't like how this is trying to close. You do it however it makes you happy. This is just what I'm doing and hoping it's going to work. It has to work because I don't have time to make another one. Okay, so that's folder number 1. Then we're going to bring in folder number 2. And again, I wanted the center tab for going over the journal, right? I really like this look. I think it's nice. I don't think if I had used a top or bottom tab, I would have liked it as well. This is going to go over the change and putting this back pocket in here, and it's going to also be what encloses our journal. So that's folder number 2. Okay, so this one's a little bit different, and this is the idea that I got from Dawn at the Book Vandal shop. Okay, so her video is great. This is the only portion of her video that I kind of took, but I modified it. So I just modified her idea with this to incorporate it in what I wanted to do. So she inspired me. I'll leave it at that. And again, I don't know, did I ever link those videos? I need to make myself a note. I don't know. Anyway, folder number 2. Okay, this creates your inner piece. So with your factory fold facing up and your tab to the right. So now you're going to make kind of a little tent. And that's how Dawn described it. And I thought that was really well said, because then we all know, like, it's going to make a tent because that fold wants to do like this, okay? So from the factory fold to the right, you're scoring 1 inch, okay? From that 1 inch score to the right, you're scoring 6 inches, okay? So then that's gonna make this little pocket here, okay? And it's giving you your little flap here to go, okay? Trying to stop saying okay. I'm like in teacher mode right now. I'm sorry. All right, so now from the factory fold to the right, you're gonna score 6 inches, okay? From that 6 inch score to the right, you're gonna score another 1 inch, okay? So now this creates our, we're gonna sew our journal in here like we did with this one. And that's gonna allow this to come up and over, okay? And it's gonna hopefully work with moving my pocket. We'll see. It has to work, or I'm just gonna have to improvise some more. So then this will all set in here. Hopefully it's really stiff right now because I've just done this. But hopefully you'll get the idea. If I can hold it in place and it's not too crazy. So now we'll have kind of like a spine on both sides, okay? I know it's hard because it's not glued and decorated, but we'll get there. But I think that by doing this with the back piece, I hit the cord again, I apologize. I think that by doing this with the back piece, it's going to give us, it's going to allow for this to come in, okay, and this to come in, and we're just gonna, it'll close like that. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, let me know. But I think as we progress in the decorating and everything, it'll come together. And actually, I'm really liking that way better already, because then I know I'm going to be able to close this and it's not going to be an issue. So yay. Yay, yay, yay. I do have to say, I had this whole complicated, like I said, I was going to add a third section, and my husband was like, what are you doing? And so I ended up not adding the third section, which is fine. But I do want to do that in a future journal, because I think that would be a lot of fun to have so many spaces that you can play in. So now that that's done, I am going to call this video finished, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink around all these edges and start cutting my, no I'm not, I'm going to ink all these edges. Yes I am. Oh, I still have to create the pockets, but you know, the pockets are fluid and the flaps are fluid, and so there are no measurements. I'm not doing measurements on any of, like this pocket. I do have a template because it was kind of taxing my brain when I was making this, which I think that I talk about that in the other video. I do want to get my flippy flappies created, and yeah, and this one, I hope that's going to be okay. I'm kind of wondering if I should have reinforced that, but I think it should be okay. But I do think I want to add like 1/8 of an inch of a spine on that, just so it sets in there a little nicer. But we'll get to that as we're continuing to build. So I will work on that. I need to gather papers for my journal, so I know what I'm doing there. And I actually need to make a master board and the colors, so I've got pieces to pull for tags. So we'll get there too. So maybe that'll be in another next video, and something that I can post, because I have a gap between the gift bag journal and this getting released. So that's something I can do, because it's just colors and it's not really releasing like what paper pad I'm using, or again, the layout of the journal itself. So I think I will do that. I will work on that. So maybe in the next video, that's what we'll do. I don't know. I'm still planning and kind of brainstorming. So again, I do apologize if it's a little random with my thoughts. I just am trying to figure out what to do with this. And it was, I'll just tell you, it was funny. One of the gals that's involved with this swap is usually the person I bounce my things off of. Like, hey, how do I fix this? She would have been like, oh, do this. I can't ask her because she's involved in this. Anyway, and so I said, I think I'm going to change my mind. I might change my mind on my theme. She's like, why? And I'm like, because it's totally intimidating me. She goes, you are not changing your mind. That's going to push you. Stick with it. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to let it encourage me. And I hope that it all comes out nice. So we'll see what happens. Okay, well, thank you for joining me, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Welcome to my returning subscribers. Welcome to my new subscribers. I'm so glad to have you. We are a small community, but we will grow. And please make sure that you're sharing your thoughts and your feedback with me. Again, I do apologize. This video is a little random, but that's kind of how my brain is today. And I just am in the mode to fix my errors so I can get started, because today being the 15th, this has to be done in 14 days. No pressure. So anyway, have a good day. Thanks. Bye.